So, welcome to part 3 of Awakening Your Intuitive Connection. I hope you've all enjoyed part 1 and part 2. Now, just a reminder, if in case this is your first time listening to this meditation, that it is a healing meditation. So, there is a lot of energy coming through, and you might find that you get a bit sleepy and drift off. And it's just a sign that your guides are trying to get you out of your head and separate, and so that you can basically just go deeper into the meditation and receive a deeper clearing and healing. And when your guides are finished up with you, they will sort of call you back into the present moment and you'll be able to continue. And just to know that that's fine and that's normal, and you're not necessarily missing anything in the process. You're still receiving while that's happening. You're just receiving on a deeper level. So with that being said, enjoy part 3. So we're going to begin tonight's meditation in the heart, in your heart chakra, your heart space. And just drop your awareness into your heart space and just really getting comfortable in that heart space. And just start to imagine that heart space filling up with really comforting, nurturing things. So imagine that your heart space is like your home, and you're being encouraged to just take a few moments to add a few things to it to make it feel even better. Perhaps you need to add some flowers or put some pictures on the wall. Just take some time to add some loving, nurturing things to your heart home to help it feel in a much better, happier state. And if you're not sure what your heart home needs, simply just ask your heart, what would it like to have right now in order to feel more comfortable, safe, and most importantly, happy? And as we're building up and creating in this heart home, imagine that this heart home is the center of your universe. It is your place where you connect to all things. And yet, it's like a home where when you need to switch off from the world, you simply close the door. You turn out the lights, you close the curtains. But for today's meditation, I want you to open those curtains, open that door, and create a very inviting space. Because we're not necessarily going to invite the rest of the world to come in, but we're going to be inviting our guides in. And even though our guides are very loving and supportive and nurturing, I want you to just prepare your space to invite them in to come and work with you on a closer, more, we could say, cozy and intimate level. Now, so often when we connect to our guides, we feel them around us. We feel them outside of us. But for today's meditation, we're actually going to invite them into us. So we want you to just take a minute to prepare your space, put some chairs out or a comfy sofa, and create a space that we're going to invite them in. And while your home is being prepared energetically, we're also doing some work on the outside of your heart space, in your energy field. The first thing we're doing is we're clearing your energy field of any noise from your day. We're simply just flushing it out of your aura, out of your energy field. All of those bits and pieces of energy you've collected, you've picked up on, whether you were conscious of it or not, we're flushing that out of your energy. And as we flush it out, we're flushing it out with pink and white lights, just to really give it a really good cleanse. And as we cleanse your outside energies, we're placing you now inside of a sacred space, a very pure, sacred, high vibrational, temple-like space. So for some of you, this space may be something like a temple, and for others, it may just simply feel like somewhere comfortable to you, like somewhere in nature or something to this effect. So just get comfortable in this temple-like space that your entire being has been placed in. And know that this temple is being sealed now, and it's being sealed sort of from the outside world to create a more of a sacred space where outside energies and outside influences can not enter for the duration of this session, so that we can stay and receive within a very pure, loving space. And this temple space is now being anchored and grounded into the earth, almost as if there's like some pillars of light that are kind of at the different corners or the different directions. It may be directions or it may be corners. Just maybe check with yourself what it is. And just imagine there's these 4 or 5 sort of pillars of light, and they are anchoring this temple space that you are in into the earth. And it is creating a very grounded environment. And as part of these sort of pillars of light, they're not only grounding the temple down into the earth, but they're connecting into the earth energies below and drawing in the right amount of earth energy to keep you earthed, to keep you grounded, to keep you connected and here on the planet for the duration of this meditation. And the earth is sending up these pillars a lot of really nurturing, supportive energy. She's coming in to support the entire process of this meditation. And while inside this temple space, a giant Merkaba is being placed around you, which is, we could say, enhancing your abilities to perceive and receive. And the purpose of this is because in this meditation, we are going to be having an intimate encounter or connection, meeting, we could say, with our guides. And this Merkaba is really going to bring about an enhancement to this. So that if you normally have a challenging time connecting to your guides or hearing your guides, this is really going to amplify so that you can have a much clearer connection and communication with them. And now that the preparations have been completed, we ask you to move back down into your heart space. The front door is open. You might even want to open the back door as well. The windows are open, the curtains are open. Perhaps there are some lights that are on, some candles. Any finishing touches to this sacred space. And before we invite in your guides, we're offering you a gift. It's just a little package of energy. And it's like a delivery person, a little delivery guide, is coming to your front door and handing you a package. And this package will come in the form that is right for you. And just take a moment to open the package and find out what's inside. Because what's inside is a special gift for you. And this gift is going to help not just with the help with the enhancement of this communion with your guides that you're going to have, but it's going to create this gift is going to support a connection, a better connection to them. So it might be an energy or a thing that's going to support you to be better connected to your guides. And it's going to support you to be able to better communicate with your guides. And that communication goes both ways. So it's going to help you to be better able to articulate and ask for that which you are wanting to ask for, and also to hear, to see, to feel, to know that which you need to. And just place this package, this gift, wherever it needs to go within your heart space. And when you're ready, we invite you to invite in your guides. The guides that wish to come in and commune with you. These may be guides that you're already familiar with, and they may be guides you have never met before. They may also be temporary guides who are just here for a little while. And as they come in, they make themselves at home. Just get a sense of who's coming in. How many guides are coming in? Are they filling the entire space, or is there just one or two? See if you can get a sense of what they look like. See if you can get any names. And take a minute to sort of sense them somewhat individually and get a sense of who they are. Are they a loved one? Are they angelic? Are they starry? Are they earthy? Are they in a humanoid type form or in another form? And when you feel they've all come in, feel free to shut the door. But only if you're guided to do so, because for some of you, you may have more come in and join. So if the door needs to stay open, know that there will be more coming in to join. And if it needs to close, know that everyone that needs to be there is there. And before the guides start communicating with you and communing with you, the first thing they're doing is they're activating your throat and they're activating your third eye. But with the throat in particular, they're doing it's like they're sending some energy, like a laser beam of energy directly into your throat chakra, to the very core of your throat chakra. And this laser beam of energy is activating your capacity to share and speak your true desires. Those true desires that you may not feel safe to share, or may not feel comfortable, or may not even know that you have. And it's also activating your capacity to speak what's at the center and at the core of your being. Because sometimes we can't really tap into that because there's so many emotions and layers of things around us that it can be a bit challenging to get right down to the core of what's really bothering us, or what's really the heart of the matter. So we're activating your capacity to get to the heart of the matter. And we're clearing the pathway between your throat and the heart of the matter, the heart of all matters, the heart of you, the core of you, the you that's underneath all the emotions, underneath the conscious and the unconscious, the you at your very core. And we're just clearing that connection and building that connection. Because they say it's not always easy to find people we can talk to about how we truly feel. It's sometimes quite challenging to find people we feel safe to open up our hearts to. But our guides don't want us to feel that way. They know us inside and out. They know the core of us better than we do. And so they want us to be free to express this to them. Because the more we're in touch with this, the better they can support us to move forward faster and easier. And now that they've come and connected into the heart of you, they've really plugged into the heart of you via your throat. They're now connecting to your third eye, and they're gently opening up your third eye. And they're opening it just wide enough so that they can communicate clairvoyantly. And they may start to send you some visuals, not necessarily for the purpose of getting through a message right now, but we could say to warm you up, to get that operating. And they're opening and connecting your ear chakras and your clairaudience. They're beginning to activate this and connect it to the third eye and connect it down to the heart. And for some of you, you're getting just a slightly deeper clearing of the pathways between the heart and the ears. And a deeper cleansing is taking place between those two pathways. And a cleansing is taking place between your heart and your third eye to really cleanse that pathway as well. To get them all interconnected and all really clear and all really online. And your solar plexus and your sacral is also being plugged in to your heart. So that all of your senses, all of your chakras are online, all connected in to the heart, so that all pathways, all roads lead to the heart. Your soul star below your feet, the chakra between your knees, as well as your crown and your soul star and higher chakras are all being switched on. And they're being gently aligned and centered into a positioning where they all flow, where the information can flow most optimally in order for you to receive. And know that these connections, this clearing that is taking place, is going to support a deeper connection to your guides moving forwards. And there may just be a few individual chakras that is just needing a bit of extra fine tuning. Chakras as well as pathways between chakras. And so just invite your guides just to do any additional work that needs doing to ensure that there's a very clear flow of energy. And we're Now inviting any parts of you, parts of your personality, parts of some of your thought patterns, these kinds of things, these parts of you that can create a bit of noise, we could say, that questions things and doubts things. All of these parts of you that may be wanting to question or doubt or create a bit of a stirring of such. These parts of you are gently being wrapped up in love. It's as if they're being wrapped up in a gentle cocoon, and they're being nurtured and separated from this heart space. It's almost as if they're being just taken just gently outside so that they can hear what's going on and be present. So all that's left in this pure heart space is just your pure heart and your guides. And any of that noise that we've just gently pulled out of this space, we're going to be sending it healing. We're going to be sending it love, acceptance, and healing through the duration of this meditation, so that any of those parts that wish to release, to clear, to heal, to shift, may do so if it's for their highest good. And now your heart space is, we could almost say, you've done your modifications to it. Now your guides are beginning to do their modifications to your heart space. So you've created this warm, inviting space, and now they're just adding a few tweaks and a few bits and pieces here. They might be adding in a particular energy, a particular frequency. They might be expanding an area or cleansing or clearing a particular area or stretching something. They're beginning to do some work to not just improve the space, but also to improve their connection to you, because as they're improving the space, they're making it easier for them to connect through your heart space in the future. They're using this as an opportunity to do the specific and exact clearing required so that it is easier for them to connect to you and to commune and converse with you in this heart space moving forwards. And now one of your guides steps forward. And it's like they're in this heart space that you're sitting very comfortably inside. And it's almost as if they're reaching out and touching you. And they're beginning to really start to blend and merge their energy with you. So the first one steps forward to begin the process. And the first one steps forward only because, almost as if we could say, they're activating something so that more of them can start to plug in, so to speak, and start to blend and merge. And each have their own place in space that feels more solid and strongly connected. As if they're taking up designated spots and then improving the connections to those spots. As if they're upgrading that place of connection to create a clear flow. And as they plug into your heart space and plug into you more deeply, they start to blend and merge even deeply. And they come closer, and their energy is starting to really expand and grow. And you may feel as if you're in a bit of a trance. There's a lot of energy flowing through you and all around you. And your guides are really connecting, and as they're really connecting in, they're sending you a lot of unconditional love. And they may be sending you a specific feeling or a specific emotion that you may need to receive. You may be needing some peace or some compassion or some acceptance, some self-love. And so they're just really taking a moment to sending you that energy that you need right now to allow this blending to deepen, to come into an even closer, more intimate, deeper connection, almost as if you and your guides are becoming one. There is no separation. You are all becoming one. And as you really blend together as one energy, your psychic and intuitive senses are being heightened. They're being enhanced. And it's almost as if you're going to be able to feel the communication reverberate inside of you. And now that connection between your heart's desires, that core truth, is coming awake. It's connecting in. And the first thing we ask you is to ask yourself, what is my core truth, my core desire? This could be something very general and broad spectrum, or it could be something very specific. But it's what you need to know right now. And as you uncover this information, ask your guides to show you or to share with you more information around that, to give you a story. Now, this core truth may be something that is personal to you, or it may be something that you need to send out into the world. If you need to send it out into the world, send it out. Allow it to go wherever it needs to go, to touch whoever it needs to touch. So that it may be felt by those who need to feel it. And now that you have connected into this, on a similar note, ask your guides now to share with you something that makes you special and unique. A gift or just something special. Really feel into it. And your guides are saying this is their core truth. This is what they see in you, the truth of who you are. And if this is something that you don't or haven't seen in yourself before, your guides are now activating this, turning this on, really bringing it fully to your consciousness. And if it's right to do so, take that core truth, that thing that makes you special that your guides have shared with you, and send that out to the world to touch whoever it needs to touch, to be felt by whoever needs to feel it, to connect to whoever it needs to connect to, or whatever it needs to connect to. And now take a moment to ask your guides for some guidance, some clarity, or some advice on what you can do to improve your connection with them, so that in your day-to-day life, as you're going about your life, how you can be better connected to them, better hear them, better receive guidance from them. Ask them what you can do to improve that connection. And when you're ready, when you've received that guidance and clarity, ask your guides what else you need to know at this time. You may have a specific question, or simply just leave it open-ended. What do I need to know at this time? Take a few minutes to sit with the feelings, sit with the information coming through. And if it's coming through your thoughts, don't question it, don't doubt it, because the thought noise has been cleared away. And trust what comes into your mind, what comes into your feelings. And when you're ready, your guides are going to start gradually separating themselves from your energy. It's as if they're starting to take a step back now. And they want you to know that when they were completely merged with you, they've just done a very deep clearing of their connection to you to really strengthen and improve that connection. And they thank you for allowing them inside of your most sacred part of you. Know that a deep clearing has just taken place in your heart space to allow you to better, more deeply connect with your guides. And they start to separate themselves even more. They step back further as they start to sort of detach and disconnect and sort of release themselves from you. And they're preparing to leave, to help, we could say, bring you back to the present, but we're not there yet. Because before they leave, they are leaving a thank you gift. So as they're leaving out the door, they're handing you a present. And they're saying, thank you for inviting us in. Thank you for truly allowing us inside of you. Thank you for sharing the deepest parts of you with us. We really honor these parts, and we love and we accept them. And we very much cherished this moment together. It was a form of initiation, and it was very sacred. And they hand you this thank you gift as they leave through the door. And just take a moment to open this thank you gift, to see what's inside. Is there a message, an additional message that comes with the gift? Did they leave you a little card? Are there any instructions as to where this gift needs to go or how it needs to be used? And simply place it where it needs to go. And as your guides have stepped out now, this Merkaba that's been placed around you inside of this temple space lifts up. And you're left inside this temple space. And we're really just anchoring and grounding all of these energies, all of this healing and clearing we've done is now being really anchored and grounded into the earth below, so that it can really come to life faster, so that you can tap in and use these new connections. With less need for integration. And there's energy coming in now to this temple space that is really going to support an even smoother integration and allow any more adjustments and attunements to take place to your energy in order to improve the connection, not just to your higher guidance, but also to your guides. Any codes, any medicines, any energies that need to be placed inside this space to support you on your journey is being placed in there now. Any essences, any crystals. You're given just the exact amount of what you need. And as this settles into your energy fields, the temple around you starts to, we could say, fade away. As you start to basically come back into the present space, in the present place that you're in. And you may need to close the door, the front door on your heart, if you're about to go out tonight, or if you need to interact with a lot of people. Just to, we could say, protect the sacred work we've done. So if you're about to be out and about after listening to this meditation, you may find you need to just close that door a little bit out of love for yourself. But if not, if you plan to go to sleep after, know that your heart will reposition itself to the place it needs to be in its own time. And just start to come back into the room. Start to feel yourself in your body again. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Move your hands a little bit. And just take a moment to ground your energy down into the earth below. And then ground it again. Imagine deep roots growing from the bottoms of your feet down deep into the earth. And grounding yourself again, just calling in all that energy, because you've had a very big expansion. And just calling all of that down, grounding down, so that you can be fully back and present in your body. Asking Mother Earth to support this grounding process as she pulls any of these scattered, spacey-like energies, as she pulls them down into the earth to really ground them and anchor them. It's important that you feel really grounded after this meditation. If you still feel a bit woozy or just a bit out of your body, just keep regrounding and regrounding until you feel solid and back in your body. And drink plenty of water. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back into the space.